All right. Hey, welcome back to a CEO money meeting wrap up for July 2026. Remember, responsible is the new rich, and within these videos, I go over my July breakdown, the overall gist, lessons that I learned and that I'm taking into for the next month, wins or successes, and challenges that are in need to overcome or that have presented themselves. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and continue to join me on this journey to becoming the CEO of my household. So today is July 29th. I'm so ready for July to be over with. It's not even funny. It's not even funny how ready I'm. July has turned me every which way but loose, y'all. Every which way but loose. So, as I stated in the previous video, I did lose my job last month on the 24th. I lost both jobs. So right now I'm currently sitting outside the parking lot of my new job. Let me tell you about that a little bit. It is a CNA position. I will be working full-time at this time. I will be utilizing their benefits as far as health coverage, vision, and things of that nature for myself. My son is already set up insurance wise, so that's a plus. I don't know if my last video I have my braces on, I forget, but as you can see, I am now a brace face. I cannot stop smiling. I will not stop smiling, and in fact, from this point forward, all you're gonna do is see me smiling. Cheese with all 32 showing. Okay. So that's another thing. I was supposed to start my payments on my braces last month on the 15th. The 15th of every month is when I am due to pay for my braces. I am not through insurance with these. I am paying it out of pocket. So I am currently behind 2 months now for my braces. So that's something that I'm taking into the next month, as far as getting caught up on those payments and being on track for those, because my next appointment will be in September, so I gotta be caught up on my payments for them to even see it. Yeah, girl. So I definitely will be caught up, and I'm definitely happy about that. Sorry for the background noise. It is hot in this car, and I did turn my air conditioning up a little bit. Okay, back on track. So this month has shown me how much pride I can have and not ask for help. That's something that I notice and take note of. And I think from this month forward, I'm really gonna work on it, because there's a difference between being independent versus being interdependent, and being able to work with others and allowing people to help me will aid in me being a much better person for myself and for those around me, as well as my child, and being able to allow people to show up for me in my life how they see fit. I really am going to hold myself accountable to that, because I definitely had to lean on my grandmother a lot this month when it comes to needing necessities, food, her grace, because as you do know, I do live with my grandma and I do pay a contribution to her for that, and I was unable to meet that this month. So she definitely extended your girl much needed love, and I appreciate that so much. I'm very grateful for my grandma. So I'm very happy about that. I was definitely like I definitely did not want to ask. Of course, with us living together, she sees it. There's nothing you can hide when you're living with someone. So she definitely was like, I'm not gonna allow my granddaughter or my great-grandson to go through this. So girl, go get what you need and we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about all that later, but right now, get what you need and make sure you're doing your business. I.e., securing the bag, securing the job. So that was that. So I am a month behind on rent. I am 2 months behind on my braces. Next thing is my car payments. So last month, graciously, I was able to pay my last month car note. I was gonna pay this month car note with my last paycheck. However, planning, I should have, but I obviously did not. So I can't backpedal and say anything about that besides understanding that the importance of being able to pay my responsibilities. So with me not being able to make this month's payment, I did make an arrangement for them to allow me to pay my car note within the early weeks of August, so that once I get my first full check, I'll be able to pay it. And they graciously allowed me to make that arrangement. So I am 1 month behind on rent, 1 month behind on my car note, and I am 2 months behind on my braces. I am sad. Okay, I am sad, y'all. I really am sad about that. But I am wisening up to understand that being content with my finances is not only about the position that I'm in as far as the tax bracket I'm in, but not always chasing the high of, okay, I can pay this, I can pay that, I can pay this, I have money to do this, I have money to do that, I have money to be able to experience these things, and replace that high or that dopamine fix for the actual experience itself. Because I was reading this amazing book. It's called The Art of Spending Money. I have to look at the author because I do not know who the author is, but shout out to my child's father for suggesting that book to me. And he was referencing a book called, I might butcher the title, but I will definitely drop it in the comment section or the description box, depending on when I remember to do it. But he was referencing to the book called, I think it's called The Molecule of More, or The Molecule of Wanting More. And it was basically saying how you can get addicted to being able to spend money and continuously chasing the idea of spending your money versus the ability to look at what you're actually spending your money on and be content with the experience you're gaining from spending said money. Not the fact that you have money flowing in and you constantly can do things, but more so, what is it that you're doing? What is it that you're gaining? For example, he had the example of, yes, you have the money to buy you a bigger house, but it's not that it's not that you actually are excited about having the bigger house. You're more so excited about the fact, okay, with me getting a bigger house, I can have, extra space for when guests come in. I can have guests begin to spend all night over my house, or I can have a greater entertainment room or a dining room that seats all of my family. So like when family reunions come up or we have cookouts and things like that, I can be the hostess of that. Or I have the money to buy hosting dishes, catering dishes, but just because I'm not necessarily fixated on the dish itself, yes, it's something that I wanted to buy, but the ultimate purpose of it is the usage of it, that I'm going to be able to use it for events that people are coming together and celebrate with me. You know what I'm saying? It's not the act of what you're doing, but it's more so the experience that you're wanting to experience with the act of what you just did. And to draw that back in, that's what I'm taking into the next month and for now on, is the fact that I keep getting in this loop cycle of, constantly restarting over when it comes to a job. I'm like, I've had it out to here with it. Like, I'm truly done with it. And he was saying that, the feeling of having a drought financially, and then once you get that first paycheck and you're able to have that independency again, to be able to say, okay, I can buy what I want to buy, that feeling, that high is far times more greater than the high of constantly, being able to consistently go to the grocery store, like your weekly shopping. That feeling isn't as great as the feeling of, starting from the bottom, now we're here feeling. And when he said that in the book, in the audiobook that I was listening to, when he said that, I'm like, what? Is that what I'm chasing? Is that really what I'm chasing? I'm chasing this feeling of a spark. I'm chasing this feeling of like really being able to say I got it out the mud. Like, that's what it gave. And then like when I'm like, wow, like, no, that's no longer what I want. Like, I'm very much wanting a consistent life. And like, of course, life will have you start over, and things will turn a course and you'll have to start again and begin again somewhere else. I feel like that's just like the ebb and flow of life. But with my situation, I'm choosing to restart every single time that, I want that feeling. And I'm done. This little month and some days has shown me, girl, you better do that again, child. You better not. Because literally, I was supposed to start my orientation last week. I think it was the 21st or the 22nd. I was supposed to start. And it was a whole ordeal about that, to where I had to start this week. And then starting this week, it was a whole ordeal with that. Like, literally, she tried to push me back to next week. And I'm like, girl, I can't go to next week because I'm banking on everything that we set up. How it need to be set up. So, like, this whole little tango thing that we had going on, I'm done. I'm done with this dance. I'm done. I am done, child. I'm done. That's all I gotta say on that is I'm done. So, yes. And besides receiving help from my grandma, I also received help from a good friend, as well as my cousin. She definitely had took me out a couple times this month. And it felt good to be able to enjoy myself outside of my stressors that I have created. And then, also, I've done some Instacarting, picking up orders, delivering them, things like that, to bring in some extra income for myself when it comes to gas, when it comes to necessities that I may need and food, and keeping my phone on. So, and that's another thing. My phone bill has been consistently paid. I've just been utilizing Straight Talk's 7-day plans. Their 7-day plans runs about $14 to $15. Well, $14 plus tax, which I give it $15. And that has really been saving me, which I'm very grateful for that, because I need my phone, child. From trying to get in contact with this job to everything between my son, I need my phone on. So I've been consistently keeping that together. So I look forward to being able to pay my bill once a month again and be done. So that's that with that. Then I have my upcoming bill with my storage unit. I have to give them a call tomorrow, let them know that I will be paying them a little later than expected, which may tax on a $10 fee, which is okay. I'm just grateful that I'm able to keep my storage unit. So I'm definitely gonna keep in contact with them, let them know what's going on, as well as I did with my car place. Next is my car insurance, y'all. My car insurance. I don't have car insurance, so next month my priority with that is to go back to the place where I was able to lower my car insurance, because I worked really hard on getting it lowered and then I lost it. So I gotta get that back together, because I love to keep some insurance on this car. Plus, my loan through this car requires for me to have insurance, so I plan on getting that together next month as well. But yeah, that was July, child. July's biggest lessons was, when it comes to going to work, it don't matter if you're gonna like the people or not. You gonna work with people that you may not be fond of. You gonna work with some people that may challenge you, that may make you feel some type of way, whatever the case may be. But you don't let nobody stop you from your bag, and you don't let yourself sabotage yourself out your bag. So that is up to here with it. Like, that's number one top priority. I literally refuse to allow myself to get caught up in that game again. Then the art of spending, when it comes to no longer chasing the high of feeling like the generational curse breaker, or started from the bottom, now I'm here, or, you know, got it out the mud, all of that out the window. Out the window, because child, I'm not dealing with that no more. Being able to be open to receive and being open to others, another big lesson that my grandma had to sit me down about, child. And I still gotta go talk to my girl, but I'm gonna let y'all in on it. So, like I said, my grandma was helping me with things that I needed, and in the midst of that, y'all, I had got my tire flat twice. So the first time, my good friend was able to help me out. The second time, child, I had to figure something out on my own. So they told me over the phone it was $25. I had $24. So I was thinking I would utilize my grandma's card for that purchase and then just give her the money that I had back. Did not happen that way. So, but how I ended up playing it was I utilized her card to pay for the purchase of the tire, which was $35, not $25. So with that, I purchased majority of the stuff that she said she needed me to go get, and then the things that she told me to get from my card, from her card, I deducted it from the tire purchase and utilized that as the money that she wanted me to utilize. So then I went back and told her that I used it for something else other than what I actually used it for. So it wasn't that I stole money, I just hid my intentions. And I did that on 2 occasions that she allowed me to use her card. And she has sat me down, because she's real big on, like, she needs her receipts. So she sat me down and was like, you know, you're a grown woman. You should carry yourself as a grown woman. You should be mature. And she was like, you know, don't lie. Don't hide your intentions on what you're doing, because when you do that, you make people not want to deal with you and trust you in that matter. And like, it hit me hard because I'm like, damn, you're right. First of all, I am grown. You're right. At your age, who gonna whip my ass? That's basically what she said. Who gonna whip you? Who? And if I'm offering you help, just tell me what you did. So, and I don't even know why, like, in the moment, I just, because my biggest thing was, like, I didn't want to utilize the money in general. And then, like, when the situations presented itself where I had to, I'm like, dang. Okay, now that I have to use it, I want to use it for what is in dire need, and then, like, figure out something else. But honestly, that's just mind games that I was playing with myself and playing on other people, just to be truthfully honest. And I still have to go back and explain to her, you know, what I done did, because, like, she reminded me, girl, you know, cards give monthly statements, right? And I check mine. So with that being said, your girl gotta go and tell her what she did, just so we can have that conversation and get it off. She can hear from the horse's mouth before she get that check statement. So, and that brought me back down to reality too. Like, girl, why the fuck is you lying? And in the instances where I needed her card, I didn't even think in my head to go to the bank and take some money out. So that was, like, not smart at all either. So I just, you know, I was going through it. I was really going through it. And yeah, from this point forward, I need to act my age and not lie. Cause bitch, you grown. Bitch, you grown. Oh, I'm gonna crop that up. Cause girl, you grown. Okay. So that's the routine on becoming the head of household in my world of being a CEO. And remember, responsible is the new rich. And until next time, I believe my next video will be in it should be a she runs the budget, where I go over my August plans, my intentions with my checks, and things that I want to get the ball rolling on in August. So until next time, have a good day. Thank you.